Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Plebcast. My name is Miles David, and joining me today is going to be just Slayer because TDS has something to do and he can't make it for the rest of the week. So, for this week's episode, it's just going to be the two of us discussing, talking about what happened so far, talking
Yep.
about the LPL and LCS playoffs, and talking about, the recent news that we got regarding MSI that just showed up a few hours ago.
Yeah.
So, where do you want to start, Slayer? Do we start with the news?
Yeah. Sure. So basically, MSI is going to be. So it's clarified a few things. We were all
Mm-hmm.
hearing the rumors that LPL was not going to make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the the COVID delays, and then playoffs had to be delayed, and then finals had to be delayed. So LPL representatives were not going to be able to make to Busan. So there was a likelihood that LPL team was going to entirely miss MSI,
Mm-hmm.
but Riot has come to a basically a compromise where they are able to allow LPL to participate in for the MSI, which is great. At least they don't have to miss out.
Yeah, that's a good part at least. Of course, when it comes to like how they're going to set it when it comes to how they're going to set it up, so the teams are that only the LPL will be playing from remote, but
We
the
don't know
teams
that
will
yet. We don't know that entirely yet. We just know only the LPL is.
yeah, only the LPL will be playing supposed from what we know, the LPL is going to be playing remote. They're going to be playing at 35 ping, like the mid-season showdown, which happened like 2 years ago at 2020, which the LPL won before. The ping is going to be maintained at 35 for all teams.
Yes.
That's the thing. So everyone is going to be playing at 35 ping.
Yeah.
Everyone is going to be scrimming at 25 ping. Everyone is going to be practicing at 25 ping.
35.
35, yeah, 35 ping. Sorry.
Yeah. Uh, but it's basically I think it. So I was watching Kadrill react to the news, right?
Yeah.
And Kadrill basically said, okay, EU generally plays between 28 to 35 ping or something like that, something along that
Mm.
range,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they play from Berlin and the servers uh, for EU is in Amsterdam. So I mean, it's basically they're basically not gonna feel too much of a difference. NA is not gonna feel too much of a difference because we all know about the LCS's server issues. I mean,
I mean,
we
they
all
they
know
have
about
their
this.
they have their they have their 10 ping server that they don't use.
Yeah, but again, they have their issues, and then China's not gonna have too much of an issue. But what's really going to be an issue is Korea, because they're not used to this.
I mean, yeah, the
They, so based on what I know, LCK plays around like 5 to 10 ping.
yeah.
And so going to 35 is going to be a big jump. I know a lot of people will probably take a look at it and say, "Oh, it's just 25 ping. What's the worst that could happen?"
At the highest level, it makes a difference.
It will probably make a difference because it might not seem too much for us, or especially for most people around, countries,
Most people in the world, yeah.
most of
Most
around the
people.
world, yeah, because we don't have our own servers. Most of the world doesn't have their own servers, right? So
Hmm.
basically, yeah. So I guess it might. I guess it's going to be a bit of a problem, but we shall see.
Yeah. At least they'll be able to practice though on 35 ping.
Yeah,
So LCK have time to be able to get used to it.
yeah.
So, you know, I mean, considering the circumstances, I think I'll take it,
It's
you
a good
know.
compromise.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
decent enough
in this
compromise.
scenario, I think the asterisk on LCK winning would subside because now everyone's playing on the same ping.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean,
I mean,
we have to see it, right? We have to see it to believe it first.
there's
Uh,
also the thing though, right? Because LPL is playing from remote, will it like have the same kind of environment as a LAN? You know what I
it probably
mean?
won't. Like,
All right, yeah, we were talking about this earlier before the call, right? What are your thoughts on it? Like considering like the kind of tournament that MSI is supposed to be.
So how should I explain this? So based on what they've said so far, like
Hmm.
reading into it, it seems that the format is going to be the same as last year.
Fuck my life.
What do you mean? Why?
I don't like the format last year. It's
I
just
mean,
so
I mean,
many BO1s.
yeah, it's so many BO1s, but it's but the format was basically done so that the the minor region teams, or the wildcard teams, can have their um you know
Opportunity
light
to
on the stage,
shine.
or like shine on the stage. Basically, they can have their time on stage. It's basically, show what you can do and see how that goes, right?
Mm.
Like, judging from that, I like so yeah, we're going to have the same format. We're going to have the same group stage, rumble stage, and then the semifinals and the finals.
Yeah.
My only reservation is so far we know of how many how many how many teams do we know of that are participating? Let me jot the numbers. What?
Uh, I'm not
I
sure
think
why it
we know of
says
10 teams that
user.
will participate. It's
Mm.
it's a question. I mean, 10 teams might be a stretch. I think 8 to 9 teams we know for sure will participate,
One,
because
two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11.
now there should be 11 teams, right?
Yeah.
But I think we can expect at least 9 teams to participate. The other 2 teams are what I'm worried about. So, like, for sure we know the 4 major region teams are going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Which is, it's been confirmed.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why regions like TCL,
Mm.
LLA, CBLOL,
Mm.
and uh, you know, like Japan and all that, they'll miss. I think the 2 regions that might miss, in like what I think of, might be the VCS and the OC, and the LCO, the OCE
Yeah.
region. Like, those are the 2 teams that I'm curious about as to how they're going to handle the logistics of it. Because if it's going to be that tight, can they send teams to Busan? And if they, and I think the LCO might be able to, because the LCO playoffs ended way ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's at this point ages. I mean, for relatively ages ago compared to other regions, so it's already ended, and
Yeah.
they probably had the time to travel if they already traveled. And we still have like about, I'd say, 18, 19 days,
Mm.
because if it's on the 10th, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we still have a lot of days. But I'm concerned with VCS for one other reason, is that their playoffs end on the 1st of May,
Mm.
which is
Yeah.
which is kind of concerning, considering then they have to end the finals, and then within a day or two they have to fly to Busan, and then somehow make it to somehow perform at stage in MSI.
Yeah. Especially since we don't know, Gam Esports, if they win, they are not going to MSI.
Yeah, for sure they're not going to MSI, but
They're not going to
but
MSI.
I
So,
but yeah, we'll do an update on the minor regions later, right? But
yeah.
but I would say the general gist of it will be, yeah, um,
I
it's
guess it's the best
just,
compromise we could ask for,
yeah.
like, considering the circumstances. Especially, if LPL is not there, then T1 asterisk for sure, for sure. But at least this time, there can be some doubts that are alleviated if T1 actually
No, I
manages to beat
think doubts will
LPL.
definitely be alleviated because of how how they're handling the lack of the LPL team being on site. Is like,
Yeah.
they're basically changing the ping threshold
Mm.
to so that it will actually be more
Even. Yeah.
like, you know esports integrity, or or we can call this fair play. You
Fair
know,
play. Yeah.
unlike what LCK did with Frederick Brion, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, like competitive integrity, right? I mean, this is actual competitive integrity, because you're changing the benchmark so
Mm.
that you are not uh, maligning the team that's not being able to make it because of the schedule issues. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and for anyone who's not keyed in on this, the reason there's a scheduling issue is not just because of COVID, it's because of the Asia Games as well.
Yeah.
So
Uh, it's just LPL definitely want to prepare. It's a matter of national pride, and you know how much China takes that
yes,
seriously.
I mean Korea
China and
too.
Korea,
They all
China and
take it
Korea,
very seriously.
yeah, China and Korea will take that very very seriously.
I
So
mean,
it's just
Asian regions will take it very seriously. Like we're Asians, we both Asians. We know how that works. So
yeah. Basically, this continent is just full of people, full of countries with national pride. Okay, that's
yes,
basically.
that is very much true. So yeah, so we have that, and then yeah, that's MSI. I'm more keen on talking about more about MSI, but we got stuff to talk about. Let's talk about MSI later. Anyways,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can talk
yeah.
about this next week's episode because well
I mean, by next
by
week we'll
next
be
week
able
we'll
to like,
have a lot of the series being done.
yeah,
A
we'll
lot of the
have the
playoffs being
preview.
done, except probably one,
Which one is that?
VCS.
Ah, yeah, VCS.
Yeah, as
Damn
I
it!
said,
There's
it's
always
first in May.
the biggest question mark region of all time is VCS because everyone's like, yes, they're good,
Yeah,
but
yeah, but we'll generally talk about this in the next episode. But it's something to think about. Is that what will happen if more teams opt out of MSI? What does Riot do then? Like that's what I'm curious about. Is that if let's say we're supposed to have 11 teams, right?
Hmm,
And one team doesn't make it, do they change the format?
they might have to change the format. Yeah,
No, do they change it or do they just keep it as it is and just run it?
it'd
Like
be an
that's
even 10 teams, right? That would make it that'd probably make it easier to
three
make a
three
better
four,
format.
3-3-4. But I don't know. It wouldn't sit right with me at least. Right. So let's see what they do. Right.
I
But
mean, ideally, we'd also have CIS, right? But that's not in the
I mean,
cards, right?
that's not gonna
Then
happen.
we'd have 12. That's 4-4-4.
No, we were supposed to have 12. 12 was fine, but I think they decided to go with the same format is because they saw last year that they were using this format when VCS was missing. So
Mm.
they just basically said, okay,
Let's just do it again because
let's just do
VCS
it
might still
again,
be missing.
and hopefully VCS will not be missing. And if
Yeah.
VCS is missing, oh well, we don't know what the answer is yet. They should have a contingency for it though.
Yes.
Like the contingency doesn't have to be regarding venue; it just has to be regarding planning. Because
Yeah.
you haven't done any groupings yet. You have no idea if they're gonna make it or not yet, unless you
Yeah.
have some kind of like you've already set everything in stone.
Yep.
You will see.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, compared to League Masters
But
right
I will
now.
ask you this question, and I don't know if you know about this. Can the
Yeah.
VCS actually play remotely from Vietnam to Japan, like Korea? Is it possible?
I mean, yeah, but the ping would be like, uh, uh 60 plus. It's playable for solo queue, but like
Yeah. I mean,
competitively,
yeah.
no.
I mean, no. My question is because the playoffs end so late. I was wondering.
If they play remotely, the ping would be a lot higher than what Shanghai has
Yeah.
for sure. So if you're like comparing, I think for a lot of people, 60 is the threshold. Any more than that, especially if you're a pro player,
Yeah.
it league will feel extremely clunky.
Yeah.
Past that.
Yep.
Uh if you're and anything below is a lot more playable. So
Yep.
VCS will not be able to play remotely in that regard
Yep.
because they're just not located close like in Shanghai.
Yeah.
I mean, compared right now, I feel like I don't know. I've just been liking the Valorant events a lot more in the way they're being handled. Not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
I mean, I mean, I mean, we'll see what happens, right? We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see what happens. Right?
Maybe,
'Cause
maybe we might see a surprise in the MSI format and see double LM.
yeah, because
Maybe.
here, what to call this? In Valorant Masters right now in Reykjavik, it was a double elimination GSL group stage, which means that each group is its own separate double elimination bracket into a double elimination playoffs.
Yeah.
So you know you're getting the best teams fighting each other
No, I mean,
from all countries
I
around the
don't think we'd
world.
go that far, but basically, but yeah, we'll have to see the format, right? We'll have to see
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
made any changes.
yeah. I'm hoping they made changes because I feel like
No,
even though
yeah, go on.
even though you're giving like the minor regions a spotlight with all these BO1s, it's just so easy to check out
Yeah,
as a viewer and be like, okay, so this BO1 doesn't matter anyway.
yeah, but then again, if you think about it that way, right? Like almost like you can't do the sort of. I mean, it makes it easier to do BO1s in League as opposed to any other games, right?
I mean, but we
And
know
if
that BO1s just aren't indicative of a team's strength.
yeah, but at the same time, if you don't do BO1s in a group stage, right?
Yeah.
Then you're basically extending the game time by a lot. Like
I feel
that's the thing I think they're wrestling with.
then just use Swiss format.
Yeah, I said this before. Use this format, but I don't think they want to.
I know Swiss format can get a bit complicated for viewers to see. All right, who's gonna make it through? What's going
I
on
mean,
here?
who's
But
gonna make
like,
it to? How they're gonna face up? I think the Swiss format is a good idea, but I don't see it implemented for
because that's what
a
CS:GO does.
MOBA.
They use
Yeah,
the
I
Swiss
don't see
format.
it being implemented for a MOBA. That's what I think. Like
Yeah,
because it can get so convoluted that in a Swiss format you'd basically go about and then all of a sudden it doesn't quite matter what's the finals and what's the semifinals. Because the Swiss format is essentially doing that. It's
hmm.
basically sorting the winners with the winners and the losers with the losers. Right.
Yeah.
So you're basically getting the same thing out of an elimination bracket.
Hmm.
So I don't see them doing a Swiss format, even though it's a very nice idea.
Okay. I see.
I think it's a better. I think it's much more better to 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 think about the fact that groups groups being best of one is a bit of a problem. So I mean, if they can implement some kind of series there, maybe we can see something happen. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like whether they can implement a series type model into a group stage and how that works, because we've seen this in the past. Some teams are just better at in a series.
You can just go for GSL group format.
I mean, you probably could, but I don't know if
The
like
seeding has to be good. The problem is the seeding has to be good.
yeah, and you know, it's Riot.
Yeah, that's the only problem. If
I,
you have
I
shit, if you have shit seeding in a GSL group format, it can get ruined real quickly. So
yeah,
we're lucky in Valorant that things like
yeah,
what do you call this
but
came together.
but again, the problem with the GSL groups is then all of a sudden you have to convert everything into a series, because if it's a one-off game, the
No,
GSL group is not going to be
it
very
would
good.
have to be a series. I mean,
Yeah,
you basically have to at the start you have to play two series if you're in a
yeah,
GSL group. If you get knocked out of those after two
yeah,
best of threes, let's say, then you're out of the tournament.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But in the same way, right? You are how should I say this? You're basically still having to deal with four series,
Mm,
right?
mm,
And then each of the series will have to have a minimum of 3 games. So that's 12 games.
yeah,
Whereas a BO1 for a four team group BO1 only has in an A, and it's this is double round robin, right?
yeah,
And it'll have 12 games. So you see my point, right? One's a bare minimum of 12 games, and the other one is 12 games. Flat. So you see my point, right?
I mean, yeah, but
It's
you're
I,
also not taking into account tiebreakers. That
Yeah,
will have to happen.
I'm not taking into account tiebreakers. I'm not taking into account anything, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm expecting like all of the series in a GSL group is going 3 games and then out, or maybe they can do like a best of 3, right?
Mm.
But even then, we can have these odd 3 games, and then like it's going to get to a point where people are going to be like, we didn't get enough games
I
because
mean, compared to a BO1 group stage,
yeah, because
I think I
because if
think
you think
the
about it, if it's a best of 3, right?
yeah.
A a a minor region team will get at worst 4 games. In
Yes.
in a in a BO1 group of 4 teams, they'll get 6 games.
Yeah, but the other two games don't matter if they go 0-4 anyway.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's not about the time. It's not about whether it matters or not. It's more like you're giving them screen time. That's the that's the objective of MSI. You're giving these teams screen time, which is essentially why they tend to stick to this.
I mean, yeah, okay. They get screen time of getting absolutely shat on.
Yeah, sure. But but it's like but it's like like for them it's not about being competitive with the top bigwigs. It's more like we are able to play with these guys and we are able to share a stage with them. It's a different feeling for them than for us, like who are from like for other teams that are from the top regions,
Mm,
because they're like it's a formality, right? But
yeah.
for these teams it's a dream for them.
Yeah, I get it, but I feel like there are better ways to implement it.
I mean, I'm not going to argue whether there's better ways to implement it, but I think if you're going to implement something, it has to be a series, and it has to be like like something like, even if they play best of threes, it has to be double round robin, or if it's up, or if it's multiple best of fives, because you need to give these guys time so that they can show up their who they are. And
Mm,
if you just write them off from the start because they're not good enough, yeah,
mm,
that doesn't sit well with that won't sit well with the model that Riot has with
mm.
with regional teams, because Riot is not promoting individual teams. Riot is promoting the region.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of model than what people are used to, because when people think of esports, they all talk about the teams like the Navis, the G2s,
Yeah,
the
that's what most people
like
think about. Yeah.
Fanatics, etc. Right? So you
Mm,
can think of a bunch of names like that, and so and T1s, right? So
yeah.
you can think of those brands, and you think of those brands, you're like, there are fans of the brands, and they're like, yeah, let's do this. But when you come to league, or any international tournament of league, it's all about the individual. It's all about the regions, because everyone's like, what's EU gonna do? What's NA gonna do? How will the LCK handle this? How will the LPL handle this? Right? They're all
Yeah.
talking about the regions, not about the teams themselves. Well,
I think it's basically the same in Valorant where people are just talking about the region instead of the teams
yes,
themselves. But
yep,
I feel like
that's
things
Riot's
are
model, right?
implemented. I feel like things are better implemented in
I mean,
that
I mean,
game.
I mean, it's also a different game, right?
Also, there's no franchising, which I do
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I mean, but it's a different game, and it's a different way of how the game's played, right?
Yeah,
Like,
especially considering the tradition that FPS games have had for the
yeah,
longest
and then
time.
like you can speak more than me, but I tend to feel that FPS games are much shorter. So
No, I don't. Compared to, I think Valorant is just about the same amount of length that a league game would be. CS:GO is much longer.
no, I'm just saying, is a Valorant series longer than a League series? No, I don't think
Yes,
so.
it could.
Is it?
Yeah, there's overtime, dude. Overtime has no limit.
No, I know, but I'm not talking overtime. I'm talking general case. Don't take
How?
extremes. Take
Okay,
general
okay,
case.
okay. How? What's your average for a league game?
So my
Pro
average
league
for a
game.
league game for a best of five with 3 games
Yeah.
is at least, I think, 2 hours. Well, I think it's 2 hours. Yeah,
I think a Valorant game at the same time would uh probably take around 3.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it takes longer. There are you can you do timeouts. There's the potential for overtime. There's the
Oh no, I'm not
potential
talking.
for
I'm not talking about timeouts.
no, but you have to include that
Yeah. If I
into
have
the
to
thing.
include if I would include timeouts, then league would probably take about 4.5 at
No, as
least.
in timeouts in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
As in right in the middle.
All right. Okay. I see what you mean.
As in right in the middle, not in between game. I'm not talking about in between games. As
Yeah.
in in the middle of the one map. You have teams allowed for like 4 timeouts,
Yeah.
which you have to consider too.
Okay. But
And
yeah.
that's not going over potential for overtime. I've seen games last for like an hour just because of overtime.
But yeah. I mean, it's something to think about, right? Because like I'm not of the opinion that the best of one is the best way to go about, but I can see why they're doing it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I can see why they're opting for this whole system of okay, best of ones. Let's see. I don't like it. I don't think best of one is a good gauge of the skill of a team. But
Mm,
at the same time, if you're not performing in a best of one, then you're not really a very good team, are you? In the same token, I know some teams adapt better, right?
yeah.
But if you don't start off well, yeah. But even then, we saw at Worlds, right? The best team won in a sense because EDG was the best of five team. They were
Yeah.
not very good at best of ones. They lost the group to T1.
Yeah, but they still won because
They
they're just
still
better at
won
best ones.
Worlds. So you see, the thing kind of rights its ship as long as things are done. So which is why I was always of the proponent that yeah, let's get um, double elim in. Let's get double elim in. Like in the knockout
Please.
stages, let's just get double elim. That's it. We don't
Please.
like. I mean, if you can get one double elim in, like in MSI, if you can do that, right? You would
Yeah.
basically add two more games and two more series. That's it.
And that's pretty good because we want more series in League of Legends.
And if you can get those two more series in there, we can see the best teams facing against each other without any kind of bias whatsoever. But at the same time, I feel like MSI does a very good job of seeding people.
It's okay.
I think MSI does a good job of seeding people. I, I just don't think Worlds does that because there's too many teams from the same region, right? So it's really
Yeah.
hard to do that.
Yeah. Plus, Riot doesn't want any region kills in the group stages.
Exactly. Which is
So
actually which is actually a solid idea.
no,
I like
yeah,
it.
no, that's solid. That's solid, of course.
I
But
mean, I mean,
then
I mean,
that's how also you get like LPL on one side of the bracket, LCK on the other side of the
that's the bit I
bracket.
think. Okay, timeout, timeout, right?
Yeah.
Time. Um, please, please stop there. Stop right there.
But you know what would
Can
solve that? You know what would solve that? Double
double.
elimination,
Yeah,
baby.
I know, right? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? You won't get LPL one side, LCK one side if you do double elim.
I mean,
That's just how it goes.
even if you get that and double a limb, they just are different. You know what I mean? But
True.
yeah, it will be really hard to do double a limb for that, but we shall see, right?
Hmm. All right.
Okay, let's move
So
on. What do you want to
yeah,
start?
I think we talked enough
We
about
actually
MSI.
talked about 30 minutes regarding this.
I mean, it's MSI. Might as well. All
I
right. Do
mean,
you want to start with LCS?
yeah,
And
because
we're basically
I,
just talking about LCS and LPL today, anyway.
I mean, there are other regions too, but we'll talk about that, right?
I mean, PSG fine. PSG Talon won PCS. Let's.
No,
It was a close series,
I
bro.
mean, I mean, it's just updates. It's just updates, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, generally we're gonna cover that too.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. So let's start
but
with LCS.
I told you guys. I told you guys about 100 Thieves.
Listen. I was on the train with you, alright? I was on the train with you. TDS was not, but I was on the train with you.
Maybe that's why he's not here. He's just talking.
I was definitely on the train with you guys there. I still can't believe I still can't believe like how often have we had teams get to 2-0 and then get fucked. They get reverse swept. It happened in LPL.
We've had quite a few this. We have had quite a few this time around this
Like
year.
what the heck's going on here?
Like
Guys.
RNG did that to TES, and then TES basically went and shot V5 in the face again. V5 in the face,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean no, it's not just that, right? In the first round, it's TS doing it to V5 and then yeah, RNG doing it to JDG. So like
Yeah.
and then RNG did it to V5. Wait, did RNG do it to V5 too? Yeah,
I
they
think
did.
RNG did do it to V5, yeah.
RNG did do it to V5 too. So that's 3. Now then 100 Thieves did it to TL.
Yeah.
Every almost every series in these playoffs has been reverse sweeps.
Yeah.
Or at least from like the last week
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, starting from last week. Like
There we go.
what the heck's going on?
I mean,
This is momentum just screwed for the team that makes it to 2-0.
I
You
mean,
just get that.
I don't know what's exactly going on, but I think each of them are different cases, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, you will collapse for different reasons, right? It's just
Yeah.
that it's strange that we have these same results. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'll just. I mean, I don't. I'm not gonna quote it, but I'm just gonna say it, right? Like Abedaga's and Closer's interview at the end
Mm,
made sense for everything. Also, your video went out.
it did.
Yeah, it did.
I am not sure why. Do
It's
I need
back.
to? It's back. All right.
It's back.
All right. All
So
right.
yeah, sorry. Miles's Miles's VTube gadget has disconnected
It
itself.
wasn't my. I think it was OBS, not my VTube thing. I think it was OBS. But anyway, all right. Let's go.
No,
What were we saying about Abadag and Closer?
their comments at the end of the after the series ended were so how should I put it? They were so brilliant. Like especially Abedog is like we 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 are going to disrespect you with respect. Like
We're going.
it's something like that, right? It's like
Yeah.
and that's a meme. That's meme worthy, and that's what Abedagi said. And then when Closer says, well, in the first two games we didn't play like human. I mean, what else do you expect? He just said we didn't play like human.
But they're in the middle of the series. They're like, guys, let's just play better,
Yes, and they did.
and they did. All right, easy clap. All right, I guess 100 teams just the better team.
I mean, but what changed it for me was Abedage stepped up really, like Abedage really stepped up, like
Mm.
in the last three games. Again, and then TL collapsed like a bunch of boulders.
Yeah, TL completely collapsed. It's a
Like
it's
what was
sad.
surprising about TL was that Han Sama and Core JJ did not look as good as I would have assumed they would in the series.
Yeah,
I mean, sure they got some lane kills, but I was never convinced. And at the same time, like especially in the last three games, it felt like 100 Thieves turned on something and they were like, yeah. And then the biggest mistake TL ever made. Can you stop giving teams Orn? Can all these teams stop giving teams Orn? Like, stop. You
yeah, it's a
guys
good
can't
idea.
counter Orn.
Yeah, it's a really good idea to stop giving teams Orn at this point.
You can't counter Orn. Like, TL tried the Aatrox and, you know, like,
Who thought it would be a good idea to counter Orn with Aatrox? That's what I want.
I think Bwipo did, but I mean, it's like no, I see the logic behind it, but it's like, what are you gonna do? It's an Orn. If you go
Yeah, it's an
like
Orn.
if the opponent team is taking Orn and you're not pushing the tempo, you're basically letting them scale up to a point where Orn just gives ornaments and that's it.
Yeah.
That's a game.
The problem right now is that because Gwen was nerfed, Orn doesn't really have a counter at the moment.
I mean, I don't know. Find something. Just ban Orn, man.
I think maybe Camille could work.
Yeah. Just I
Maybe
mean,
Kill works.
no. I mean, not Kale. Kale won't work because Kale won't survive lane.
No, she'll be fine lane. She can survive lane, but you have to. But if you have like a polarizing champion like Kill, of course you have to plan out for that, right?
No, but
Your
but
jungler
I'm
needs to
just
be
saying,
covering
if
top
you
lane.
take Kale and the opponent team has a Jarvan jungle or a Volibear jungle, you best be sure he's camping top lane. So it's like
Yeah,
it's like so I don't see it being a viable pick, but because how everything's trying to shift is basically tops is trying to go back to tanks
tanks.
again,
Yeah, yeah.
tanks again.
We're
So
we
we're
might.
we're going back to passive laning again. But we'll still have the Jaces, the
Yeah,
Nars.
yeah. No, LPL's not gonna let go of that. They're gonna fucking try. They're gonna bang their heads against the wall, and somehow, Slayer, somehow it will work. So
Yeah.
in the hands of the LPL players, it will somehow work.
I mean, I mean, listen. As long as we don't see another Renekton ever, I'm good. In this meta, if I see another Renekton,
It's alright. It's alright.
I'm going to flip so bad.
Morgan isn't playing. We're good.
No, because everyone will see, okay, this guy's an LS fan. Like, no. If you've not seen Renekton recently, he's not good.
Yeah.
He might
As
be
I
one of the
said
worst
last
champions in the game.
as I
Period.
said last week, rip to all the Renekton mains who keep getting their camping keeps getting nerfed, even though it's utter even though it's utter dog shit. Right?
Like I would rather play Samira than Renekton.
Honestly.
That's saying something.
Wonder when people will start counting Orn top with Vayne.
No, but again, the Vayne problem will still stand. If you have a Jarvan or a Lee Sin jungle or even a Volibear jungle, he's just camping top, and
Yeah, obviously. No,
top laner
obviously.
dies, and it's good riddance.
No, obviously. You need to plan out for that. Either
Yeah,
that or just ban the Orn.
he's just a Bandiorn, you know.
Just ban the Orn. Like I know probably Sion will become the next tank after Orn, of course, because
Like, but
it is Sion. But Sion doesn't provide the same amount of value that Orn does in the late game.
like ornaments is enough, and okay, I think people have forgotten this too. Orn can 1v1 kill you in lane.
Yeah, I can. Those who don't know, Orn is a very it can be very hard to lane against, especially if he takes what do you call this sealed spellbook.
Yeah,
Unsealed spellbook, yeah, there we
yeah,
go. He takes unsealed
yeah,
spellbook, he gets ignite level 6, boom, you're dead.
yeah. Again,
Absolutely.
speaking of Orn, okay, Cloud9, can you ban Orn, please,
They
please?
can't they can't anymore.
I mean,
they're
of
out
course they can. They're
they're out of
out.
the play they're out of the playoffs. So
And you wonder why. Because they didn't ban Orn. And they didn't ban Zeri. They gave Zeri to Danny all the games.
so basically what you're telling me is that we're getting EG versus 100 teams in the finals.
No,
If
we're
TL
not.
didn't learn their lesson. If
No,
TL didn't learn their
no, they're
lesson.
not. You know why?
Why?
Because Theo's gonna ban Zeri. They're not gonna ban
They're not
Orn, they're gonna ban Zeri.
they're not gonna ban Orn though.
They're not gonna ban Orn. Probably not at this point. Maybe Bwipo starts playing Orn himself.
You should. It's a pretty good pick.
But I'm just saying, it's like, can we start seeing some Orn bans and some Zeri bans? Please?
I don't know.
LCS?
TL might be the team that's. I feel like TL are the team that would stick to their guns. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think the one team that will consistently just ban it out is probably 100 Thieves. They'll be like, oh, you play Zeri? Ban.
Get that shit out of my face.
Ban. Because like Double F was mentioning this when he was doing the co-stream with LS and Jensen. He was basically saying how broken Zeri is. Like everyone knows how broken Zeri is,
It's a really strong
and
ADC right now.
like no one can fathom why people let her free. Like her laning is really bad, we get it, but she's really strong in team fights.
I mean, it's not that bad. Sure, she has shorter range, but she has a lot of tools to be able to.
No, but it's really hard for her to lane because like she tries to lane and all of a sudden you can have a Nautilus or a Leona jump on her and
Yeah,
she might be dead.
obviously. Yeah, obviously.
So
But
it's like it's really hard. It's harder to lane as Zeri, but once you get to a team fight, she just runs amok. It's like why would you give them Zeri then? You're not LCK teams or LPL teams. You can't do that. Sometimes I wonder. But again, based on what I've seen, 100 Thieves is the best team in the LCS. No doubt
yeah,
about it.
no, yeah, it's looking more like it. Especially the momentum you feel after winning like that.
Like a lot of people will say, well, oh, but TL they won 5 games and they need a reverse sweep. Did you know that EG and TL also went 5 games? And I would say TL completely and C9 was completely dismantled by both EG and 100 Thieves. So
Yeah, it was
like
not pretty for C9 at all.
but
Especially for a
but
team
those
we
last three
expected a
games
lot
on
more out
100
of.
Thieves and TL did not look close.
Yeah, 100 Thieves be like, all right, guys, we're back us against the wall. Let's start trying.
Yeah, I don't I yeah I in my opinion they didn't look particularly close considering how it was going. It like yeah
And the way it ended too.
yeah.
The way it
I
ended
mean
too.
I mean I mean okay, let's talk about how that ended, right? A Corky with package instead of walking down TP'd for a dragon fight. While you know there's a TF on the opponent team and you have no tower Nexus towers.
Yeah, it
Your
was a bit
Nexus is
troll.
open.
Yep.
And you TP'd there with package, which you could have just walked down and it would take you like extra 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, that was a bad, some unfortunate decision making there from Bergson.
And then what do you expect? Abadage just starts walking towards the top side of the jungle and he just destinies to the Nexus and just kills the Nexus while 100 Thieves delays everyone.
Yeah,
What
it was
else would
just
you
over.
expect?
It was just over. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it's like that
yeah,
was so
it's like, damn, are we watching a TS game here?
like it was so bad. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's. I don't
But
know. I think the TLEG might end up being a banger. It's like you might get a
yes,
5 game
again,
series.
once again. But I cannot for the life of me um, understand what C9 was doing and what happened to C9.
C9 just collapsed completely.
I mean,
Like,
it's not just a collapse. It's I like a collapse is an understatement. I don't know what happened.
what's more understand? Wait, what's worse than a collapse? Disaster, decimated.
It was solo queue. It felt like solo queue.
It felt like solo queue against a team with comms.
Yeah, like it felt like they had cons, but they were playing solo queue because Blabber kept getting gapped by Inspired every single time for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
um, and kept getting caught as well, right? And
Mm.
then obviously Isles was not good, and Summit, I don't understand. Like I don't understand any of the any of the decision making that C9 is making as a draft priority and as a decision making priority. I don't understand it.
I think it's just the players that are
And
deciding everything
and
right
you know
now
what's the
in
worst
C9.
part? You know what's the
What?
worst part?
Well,
For that entire series, EG was playing as if they're allergic to dragons. That's the worst part. You're playing as a team that's allergic to dragons. You had a soul and you still lost. They had Ocean Soul in the first game and they still lost.
I guess the only time you lose is with Ocean Soul is if your team is kind of uncoordinated, or like you get the soul and then immediately all die after. That's like the that's like the only time. Because Ocean Soul, if you're coordinated as a team, you just win straight up any war of
Yeah,
attrition. Any war of attrition, like you're in a you're fighting over Baron Pit. You just stay right at the edge of the opponent's range, and
yeah.
they can't do anything about it. You keep poking them, and then they can't heal up, but you can. So
I mean, it was just so bad. Like I'm trying to think of a word that perfectly fits the situation, like the
it's
situation
just
or the
shit.
predicament, but I can't
It is absolute shit. It was a
because
shit
I
show. How about
cannot
that?
comprehend what they were thinking. Is all I can say.
I feel like I don't know. It feels like C9.
Ran
What is
it
the system? What is the system here? There's
like
no system.
no, it felt like they had no plan.
Well, their plan was just to wing it.
I don't know.
Great plan, guys. If that was
Like
the plan,
no, they
fuck.
had no plan for in game, and they definitely had no plan for in drafts because the miscues on drafts were just horrible. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, okay. Like looking at C9's coaching staff, I get Max Waldo and Vagar V2. I think they're definitely intellectual people, right?
yeah.
They that definitely seem like people that know what they're talking about in the game. However, if you are the head coach and you're unable to gain the respect of your team,
But
you know what I mean?
but put it this way: if the players are adamant that they want to play something else and not this, and you're a coach, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're some magnanimous figure, right? Like Koma or
No, that's why you have to get the players to buy into your system,
yeah,
right?
yeah, but again, C9 had to change their coach halfway, and
It's not
everyone's
even
been saying
halfway.
that
It was like just 2 weeks into the 2 weeks, 3
3 weeks.
weeks into the season, and they changed coaches. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean, and then basically a new coach comes in, and then you kind of want to listen to them, but at the same time, a lot of people have been pointing this out that C9's gotten progressively worse and worse every week.
yeah,
And it's like, why is that the case? Like, how much of it is on the coach and how much of it is on the players? Because we will never know because they'll never tell us.
it's like C9 sold their soul to the devil for that spring split win in 2020. Not gonna lie.
I mean, it's not just that. It's like it feels like there's a disconnect, but I don't understand why there is a disconnect. Is it because the some of the players are opting to play something else while the team wants something else? Like I don't understand. There's
I
some
don't.
right.
I don't think the coaching staff has any control over the players right now. Straight up, I do not think so.
Okay, it's
Like if
possible.
this, like in this case, I definitely do not think that the players because Max Waldo and Vagar V2, they seem to me as people who, while intellectual, aren't leaders.
Yeah, they seem like strategic guys, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they would be perfect strategic coaches that would tell the team, all right, yeah, this is the right thing to do. But when it comes to like leading the team, who's the leader of this team? Who's the one leading this team? If there's no one leading the team, then of course, obviously, they're gonna end up playing like they're in solo queue.
Yeah,
Even if like And even if you want the players to be able to play the G2 style where every player is contributing in some
Yeah.
way, it's not working out.
No, I'm just going to say that they probably need a new support for sure, because I'm not sold on Winsome yet. Give them.
letting
I think giving those two some time will do. Winsome and Isles, give them some time, see what happens. But
letting go of Vulcan was probably one of C9's biggest mistakes.
yeah, and I I think the biggest thing that C9 will have to look at going forward. Blabber ain't doing it.
Yeah, who's going to be leading the team is the question, right? I think Vulcan would have been capable, been the voice that everyone would
Yeah.
have listened to. But unfortunately, it's just yeah, straight
But
up. I just think the player and the coach is not working together right
yeah,
now.
yeah. But again, if you consider the other teams in NA, right? Do you think C9 is a top three talented team?
He like man for man.
Just as overall as a team. Not like take out the strategy, take out their play recently, take that out.
Hmm.
Based on roster on paper, do you think they're a top three talented team in NA?
Wait, wait, let me look at
No, it's
the.
definitely not 100 Thieves. They're not definitely better than 100 Thieves because judging by quality, right?
I think honestly, yeah.
Huh?
Who would you put like above Cloud
I
Nine
mean,
when it comes to
I,
just
I would
talent?
definitely say TL is number one because of the talent they
Yeah,
have.
no, yeah,
I
of
think
course,
second is 100 Thieves because the pedigree of the players.
yeah,
Like they've shown that they're very very good players and they're very they're very good players like all across the board, right?
yeah. Then C9, right? Because
Then I'd say
EG,
EG.
really?
I'd say EG because first of all they have impact. Probably
Okay, yeah, okay, fair
probably the most
enough.
decorated one of the most decorated top laner you can find. Or
Yeah,
he's so tenured that at this point, and he plays so well even now that you can sometimes think, well, he's still he's still very good for even in an A, right? And he's been playing for so long. It's unbelievable. They've
yeah,
inspired. And like, if you go man for man, yeah, Summit is definitely better. Like you would think Summit is better than Impact, right?
yeah. Supposedly, the guy's
You
been
would
playing
imagine.
in
Like
LCK.
I still give Summit a slight edge because Summit's a lot younger
Mm.
and he's more in tune with he just came off LCK, so he
The
should be better.
the
And
better region.
yeah,
Like I don't think it's debatable to anyone. And
yeah,
if anyone plays in the comment, it's not debatable. Okay, LCK is the better region. Let's
yeah,
straight up. There's no.
yeah. And then Blabber versus Inspired. It's hands down Inspired. Like
Yeah,
where's
I would pick
Blabber?
Inspired too. I would
And
pick
then there's
Inspired too.
Fudge and Jojo Pion. Yeah, obviously we'll take Fudge right now, but Jojo Pion's showing some signs of being
Oh yeah,
very very good.
yeah.
So but he's
Jojo
not
Pian's
quite there
getting
at
there.
Fudge, right? But then you have the bot lane of EG, which is um,
Danny and Vulcan.
Danny and Vulcan. You see Danny and Vulcan. Where's Berserker? Like Berserker is really good. Don't get me wrong, but Berserker and Isles or Winsome, whichever support you throw in there, is not better than Danny and Vulcan. Not even a single shot.
Okay, that's fair. Maybe
So
okay. I think you're starting to win me over with your reasoning here.
yeah, because I know Berserker is really good and Berserker has shown us a lot in this split, right?
Yeah.
But Danny's shown equally as much, if not more.
Yeah.
He came into a team in EG last year, which was frankly not as good,
Hmm.
and he still performed. Yeah, everyone would say Jizuke was there and he was playing really well. But Jizuke's not in the league anymore. Okay, so yeah, so I don't know. Like C9's in a tough situation.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll see what they do in summer though.
Yep.
See
So
how
let's
see how it
yeah
goes.
let's look forward to
So
him.
yeah. All right. So prediction: TL versus EG.
I mean, What do you think TL will lose to EG? Are we gonna see a repeat of the?
If we see a repeat, if TL did not learn from the last series, then EG wins.
I think TL will still win because I think EG's shown a lot of growth as a team, right? But I
Yeah.
don't expect TL to be as bad
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
because I don't see another series where Hansama and Core JJ just don't show up.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just a one-off.
Maybe.
Maybe it's just a one-off. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But if they
But I
fail,
think
if they flip flop
yeah
against like Danny and
yeah
Vulcan, then okay, okay, this is
yeah. I but I will say this. I don't care who goes to the finals. Under Thieves is winning it.
okay. Fair enough.
They
I think I'll
got
agree with you.
they got this momentum where they 3-0'd C9 and then reverse swept TL.
To quote Munch, they got the mojo,
They
bro.
got the mojo.
They got the mojo.
And apparently mojo works because it's working in the LPL.
Yeah, I mean, even 100 Thieves like, guys, let's just play better.
Yeah.
She,
Gee, let's just play better, right?
just get good, bros.
Yeah. But I think 100 Thieves is just winning NA. And
Honestly, I'm not arguing there. I think
and
they're probably gonna win NA too.
and I would love to see them in a group that they have a chance of qualifying out of.
I feel like they in MSI they would. I
I
think
mean,
they'll
yeah,
make it.
it's two teams per group, so most likely. So yeah, I think. I,
Barring some extreme changes on the MSI patch that absolutely fuck over 100
I
Thieves.
mean, the MSI patch is already out, but uh, there's already been previews out and all that, right?
Yeah.
So, but we'll talk about this on a future episode before MSI.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Fair enough. All right.
What do you
Next
think?
up
Who's gonna win? What do you think?
for NA.
Yeah.
No, 100 Thieves straight up. I agree with you. I think they're gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't think
We don't have TDS to
we don't have TDS
to
to
give that
fight for
TL
TL.
hopium. TL
Yeah, we
hopium.
don't have. TDS would be giving TL opium right as we speak.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he would be agreeing with us, but also trying to defend TL and
Yes.
be like, "All right, this is their chance to. This is how they're going to be able to do it."
Like the only way I can see TL winning the entire thing is they turn superhuman, like the team we expect them to be. But I haven't
Yeah,
seen any signs of
Whippo.
it.
Yeah, like Whippo absolutely pops off. Bjergsen does Bjergsen things.
I think that's the one reason why I don't trust TL is because Bjergsen's not playing that well.
You think this team would have been better with Jensen?
Yes, I'm going to say it straight up. Yes, I know if any Bjergsen fan sees this, I'm gonna get flamed, but I don't care. Jensen would have been better. Bjergsen was retired for a year. You can see why. You can see the rust in him. You can
That's
literally see the rust.
that's so sad. Oh my
No.
god.
I mean, it's not an indictment on what Bjergsen has done throughout his career. It's more like he took a year off, and now you can see why he took a year off, and what happens when you take a year off.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
It do be like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just in agreement. 100 Thieves wins.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to the LPL,
Yeah.
the next major league that we have to talk about. And right
Not we
now,
have to.
well,
We want to talk about.
we
There's no
want to
have.
talk
No one's
about.
holding us gunpoint. Oh.
True, true. Okay. So double elimination bracket is almost over. We only have the finals left for the LPL. It's going to be RNG versus TS. But before that, we have to talk about how we got there. In the first round of the double elim, we had freaking two reverse sweeps.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
We're
start with the reverse sweeps, right? Let's start with this
yeah,
first
yeah.
because I I don't understand how V5 loses to TS twice.
I mean, I think they mental boomed.
And I think the second series was worse than the first one.
They definitely mental boomed.
Like
That was a hard mental boom, man. Absolutely hard mental
after
boom.
winning the first two games like they did, to lose 3-2 to TS is I don't understand it. Again, it was a long time ago, but I just don't understand it still. Like, what happened? I know if Munch was here, Munch would say, Mojo, right? But Mojo doesn't explain this.
I mean, it's
Let's
just
be real.
there's just something about TS and intangibles right now.
I guess.
There's just
Like,
something about TS and intangibles right now where
it's
they're just
like,
able to like once they gain ground,
yeah,
it's so hard to stop the TS
yeah.
avalanche.
But
Like once the snowball gets rolling, it just you can't.
yeah, I think before we talk about TS and V5, because there's two series to talk about, and they're very individual ones, right?
Yeah.
I think RNG and JDG is very simple. Shahu really good.
Yeah.
369 is trash.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Because
JDG, unfortunate for them, and Kanavi.
I
Uh,
felt sad for Kanavi in the sense that how bad 369 played against TS. Not TS, V5. How bad 369 played against V5. When Karsa was literally stopping Kanavi from coming top lane a lot of the times,
mm,
and 369 just looked helpless.
yeah, especially when you're
And
fighting
this
against
is the
Rich, right?
reason I think TS just said no, we don't want him. We don't want 369. This is the reason.
Would you rather like at this point you get Zoom back, right?
I would much prefer just JD just like, okay, we made a mistake, we want Zoom back.
Either that or like I don't know, maybe do what TS did and find a rookie. But like that's also like a
No, I mean TS is going to stick with Wayward because Wayward's doing well with the team, right?
I mean fuck at this point
But
if if
JDG
if
should go and
if,
get Zoom back.
if Zoom is unwilling to go back, you go to at this point you go to RA. Can we have Cube?
No, I mean at this point, what I'm going to say is, if Zoom is content with sticking to TS's bench, then I don't know what he wanted.
Ah yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's true.
he
That's true.
should want out. He should want to be in a team that wants to play him. Because TS clearly doesn't want him.
Mm.
And
Well,
I like for JDG, I think JDG has one of the best spot lanes in the LPL, right? And Yagao didn't really play bad. It's just 369 was so awful.
I mean, you don't expect Yaga to be like hard smurfing lane, right?
Yeah.
You expect him to just do his job on the
Yeah.
champions that he likes to play,
And then
and he did that.
yeah,
So
and then the one series where Hope and Missing were not as dominant as they have been for most of the split, and 369 just starts feeding. That's it. I mean, it's you are not going to be able to go top every single game as Kanavi. And this is something that I think 369 has not learned.
I mean, remember that whole meme
Yeah,
about
Karsa.
Corsa
Yeah.
Flame? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Karsa definitely flamed him another way, before V5 lost to TS again. But he flamed him another way. But it's like for JDG, I think the next step forward is fixing 369. Fixing it.
Yeah, finding a new top laner. I think if they find a new top laner, they're
I
fine.
think finding a new top laner sounds very utopia-ish. Because
Utopia.
no, utopia is because you need to find someone who's going to fit the role and fit it well.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, but if Zoom really doesn't want to go back to JDG, that's why I
I
said
mean,
You
I think
find
JDG
Cube.
would welcome back. Like, yeah, please come back.
Please,
We have a good
please,
team.
please.
We're a very good team. Come back. But I don't know. It's like I don't understand this. Just all I'm going to say is
JDG on their knees, crying,
yeah.
driving all around
Yeah,
Shanghai
but then
looking for
but then if
Zoom's
they get
address.
Zoom, how are they gonna get rid of 369? Who's gonna take 369? No one anymore.
Uh,
I don't know.
a lot of lesser teams would, I think.
I mean, probably.
Who would be happy with an upgrade to 360?
I mean, I don't know.
Uh,
Maybe
fuck.
maybe TT.
Anything will help TT. Anything will help TT there.
True. Or even LGD.
I think I can see LGD working. Probably help,
I
but
mean,
I don't know. Does 369 really want to go to LGD? That org is cursed.
I don't think you'd have a choice. If, I don't know. It's. It, I think if JDG wants to be a real contender, they need to upgrade their top lane because
No, yeah,
because I think next split we might see
I
other
feel
teams coming into the fray, right? For example, BLG
nah,
could get better,
I feel
LNG
like
could get better,
JDG.
Weibo could get better. So
Yeah, I feel like JDG are contenders. It's just that
no,
they
they
could be
are
even better.
listen. There's 7 or 8 contenders in the LPL right now,
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing, right?
and
Like it's literally the you look at JDG and be like, this is good, but it can be better.
yes.
You know that meme?
But yeah, let's see, right? Because I have to JDG will have to do something about 369, right? Either fix him or trade him. I don't know.
All right, yeah, we're disowning JDG for now,
Okay.
basically. All right, they're out of playoffs. Fortunately for them.
Yeah, but let's
Rip,
talk about V5, right?
rip,
Because
rip. Aren't talking about V5. That's also I cry every time.
V5 was so I've said this for most of the split, right?
Mm,
V5 looked really good on the back of because they were playing really well as a team, right? But
yeah,
more importantly, it was a large part due to Karsa because Karsa was just going top all the time, and we've realized that when you give top laners resources and kind of cover them, they're very good. Who would have thought?
goddamn! Imagine not leaving top on an island.
Yeah.
Shee.
So I mean, and Rookie was playing well, and then Rookie didn't play well in against TES, and
Yeah.
yeah. But my thing is right, like going into TS the series against TS for the second time.
Mm.
I'm going to ignore the first time for now, right? Because that's already water under the bridge.
Yeah, the first time was just
Because everyone's forgot about the first one after they've seen you getting like shellacked in the second one. It was
to be
forgot
fair.
about that one.
To be fair, V5 did also kind of get shellacked in the latter half of that best of five.
Yeah, but I think the second series looked worse, way worse.
It's a mental boom diff.
I'm like, and there's a lot of believers, but I'll say, what the hell was PP God doing? The hell was he doing?
That's a good question. Honestly, looking at like what happened,
Like,
I'm
like,
sad to say.
I don't believe Photic is a top 5 ADC in the LPL, and I don't think people will debate with me on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have
There's Viper. There's Jackie Love.
Viper, Hope, Jackie Love, Huang Fang, um, and
Light.
Gala. Gala.
Okay, yeah, Gala's been playing a lot
Yeah,
better.
and these five, you can put obviously the top three would be uh, Viper, Huang Feng, and Hope or Jackie Love, whoever you want to put, right?
To be
Like,
fair, I've seen some good shit out of Photek this playoff series.
yeah,
Like some absolutely insane shit. But like,
but I think I felt bad for Photic because how badly PP God was griefing. PP God
yeah,
was griefing.
PP God was by far the weakest link of V5. I
I
felt
mean,
when I was watching their games.
he was griefing, and then there was Rich who turned back the clock to Nongshim Rich. Because all of a sudden, Karsa couldn't go top lane. Because Karsa had no priority in these games. Because all the bot lane of V5 did was Tian's on Viego, Tian goes down bot lane, PP God dies, Viego gets killed, Karsa has no more priority. The end.
Yeah, Karsa fucked.
Karsa doomed. End of game. It's like you cannot be in that situation where your bot lane is just consistently giving a lead to the opponent jungler and expect your jungler to somehow be
Catch
fine.
up.
Yeah, it's
Catch up. Be fine.
yeah, it's he lost every single priority at the same time. Like Rich was getting outplayed by Wayward at times. I mean, I was like, bro,
I think Wayward was having a really hard time against Rich at first, even starting from the first
yeah,
PO1 they played, right?
yeah.
And then suddenly Wayward started to figure things out. He started getting more comfortable, and
I
now
I I don't think it was comfort. It's more like I think Rich lost his safety net. Rich saw that he didn't have the safety net. And he was
yeah, that
opting for too many 50-50s, and he just lost a lot of them.
yeah, that's also fair. Man, TS just came into this second series with even better game plan than the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah, and then and we know about Rookie and TS is
So
Knight, so they're gonna offset each other one way or the other, right? So
yeah,
you can't expect Rookie and Karsa to carry you when you're giving the opponent jungler TN a lead every single time in the early game, and then you're expecting Rookie to outplay uh, Knight when Knight can do the same as well. So they're kind of offsetting each other, and at the same time, Karsa's always behind. What do you think the outcome's gonna be? And obviously, TS's bot lane is better because they have Jackie Love and Mark.
yeah. Plus,
Mark,
you know,
I'll just say this: Mark looked like Ming and Mako from last year. Mark
yeah,
just,
Mark.
yeah, Mark just looked like he completely gapped PP God in his mind.
It just supports with the letter M, I guess. It'd be like,
It's not just it's just as that. It's just PP God played so bad. I don't even know if TS was playing good. It's like that series, the entire second series felt like V5 was playing so bad that TS didn't have to even try at times.
that's fair.
Like I think the first series, it's a lot more credit to TES how they won it, right? The second
Yeah,
series, I can't give
that's a V5 loss for sure. It's a V5
like a
loss for
V5 was so bad, like it was horrible. It was painful to watch.
sure. Yeah, it was really it's just unfortunate. And at this point, I have at this point, right? V5 will probably have to go back to the drawing board and
Yeah.
see what they can do to fix things, or this
No,
ends up tilting them
I
into
think they'll
summer.
stick with the team. They'll give it.
No. I mean drawing board, but I mean their
Yeah.
plan, how they're going to attack things and stuff like that, and how to not get mental boomed.
For starters, can you can you not feed PP God?
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like I think at this point there there's a there's an APB out for PP God. If he doesn't bounce back with this team and make worlds next year,
Mm,
this year,
yeah.
he's done. No team should want him because he can't win with this team. He couldn't win with the last team he had. Like what gives?
I mean with BLG.
Yeah, then V5, the
Yeah.
previous V5.
Yeah. I
If
mean
you
we'll see.
can't,
We'll see.
at this point, no. And then lastly, talking about TS, I think TS played really well against V5 the first time around. But then RNG basically said, okay, Xiao exists.
Show. I
But
mean
but
RNG.
I
I
think the
feel
I think the bigger reason why RNG won that series was
well.
because Bin was playing really well.
Yes, that's the thing, right? I feel
And
like RNG is a team. Okay, memes
I
aside, Shao is really good
okay.
as a mid laner, right? Shao is a really good mid laner, right? But RNG, if their top side does not perform well, they
I
get
mean, it's
screwed.
not performed well. It's more like Bin wasn't dying.
Yeah. No,
If
if Wei
Bin
and Bin
doesn't
are
die, they win game.
yeah, if Wei and Bin are on point, they just win.
Yeah.
Like not even on point. Like as you said, they just don't die. They
Yeah,
win.
and then and I've said this before. RNG's gotten better because Gala and Ming is playing better, and Gala
Yeah,
and Ming is
true.
still continuing to play better, right? Uh,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
then,
it's not just Xiaohu, right?
yeah,
Xiaohu is already good. It's just that the pieces around
yeah,
Xiaohu
yeah,
have gotten
yeah. But
better.
then again, they never win that series without Shahu
Yeah, no,
because
of course.
Shahu is making that one play that it was like this man's not human.
That's
Like
true.
this man's not human. Like he has some massive chip on his shoulder where he's out to prove every single time I'm the best.
And he just does it.
No,
And
no,
Spring Split is his
no. It's
bitch,
not.
man.
No, it's not just the best. Mid laner. It's the best player. Period. In the LPL, best player. Period.
Yeah.
He's literally. I think at this point he he's out to make himself the best player in LPL history. That's what he's trying to do. I think.
I mean, it's just Xiaohu's just too good.
I mean, I mean, let's put it this way: if Shao ever manages to get a Worlds title, he instantly becomes the best player in the LPL ever,
Yeah,
right?
I can see that.
It's like, what are you gonna do? He won MSI twice with two different roles. He he won LPL in two different roles,
Yeah, pretty much. The
and he
only
won
thing Rook,
MVPs in
the
two
only thing
different
Rook,
roles.
I
I
mean, the
think.
only thing Rookie has
Did he
over him
win?
right
Did
now
he
is the
win
world's
MVP as a
title.
mid laner?
Yeah, he did.
Then he won MVP as a top laner too. It's like you won MVP twice in two different roles.
I'm
He's
pretty
like,
sure he did. Yeah.
like he's doing this in different roles. Like this is unheard of. I know everyone will pull up ambition, right? Like how good ambition was.
Yeah, but Ambition didn't like win tournaments as a mid laner.
Yeah, but ambition did very well as a jungler for that one tournament.
That was the one only tournament he needed to be good at,
Yeah,
baby.
that mattered. Yeah, he
That's the
deserves it.
only
He
tur-
deserves it. He deserves it.
the
But
amount of work he put into leading that team and building it from
yeah,
the ground up. Give it to him.
yeah. But all I'm saying is, like, uh, if you look at RNG, you're like, okay, if RNG doesn't feed top lane, how are we supposed to attack it? And I think the only way to attack it is actually in the jungle, right?
Yeah,
But
target
I
way.
don't think I don't think TS is really geared for that because as much as everyone can bet on Tian playing well,
Mm.
I don't think Tian played well. I think Tian was gifted kills, and he's a Viego. What happens when Viego gets kills? Any
I
Viego
mean,
plays better.
I feel like Tian is one of those junglers where if you give him a lead, he knows what
Yeah.
to do with it.
Yes.
You know what I mean.
But don't give him a
So
lead. Don't give him Viego.
yeah, well, shit, that's a lot easier
Because
to say
it's like
than do in practice.
it's like every single game that V5 lost, like two of them was because he got Viego and he got an early lead, and then he got Volibear and he got an early lead. I mean, what's the common denominator? Early lead.
Yeah, it's
It's like
just no. Tian is just that type of jungler. You give him a lead, he runs with it.
yeah, but why would you put him in that position? It's like, and it's not like he got leads because he made an impressive play or something. V5 was griefing it.
I mean, listen, he takes the easy up shots and he runs with it. I mean, what else
Like,
do you want Tian to do? Like he takes the opportunity. All right, it was given to
yeah,
him.
good.
That's fine. That's
But
fine.
yeah,
Will it
but
work
yeah.
against RNG? That's
No, I don't think so.
that's debatable.
Listen,
I think maybe TDS is gonna end up being right after all for LPL.
yeah,
Not in LCS, but in LPL, I think maybe TDS will end up winning the
yeah,
winning that bet.
yeah. But all I'm gonna say is, right?
Yeah.
Shao is not human.
No, it's not. It's absolutely
That's
insane.
it. That's all I need to say. Shao is
It's
not human.
ab-
Shao's gonna win. But yeah,
I,
it hinges on Wei versus Tian, right? Because I have not been impressed by Wei at all. Even less than Tian at times. It's like
yeah.
Wei needs to stop existing and play better.
Yeah.
Like Wei just exists at this point. So show up. This is the time.
I mean, it's not like Wei needs to be a superstar jungler or
No,
anything,
no,
right?
he just needs to play better.
Yeah, he just needs to play better.
At this point, like I felt like at this point he's getting carried by his team.
Yeah, it feels like that, right?
Yeah, it feels
So
like it. I'm not, I mean I'm pretty sure it's probably not like that,
yeah, it's
but
probably not like that. It just feels that way.
yeah,
You never want him to have that feeling.
yeah,
So
because Bin's playing good, so
hmm,
Bin's not dying. He doesn't. So he's giving some cover of a way to do his stuff, and then Shao is a monster. So I mean, what else do you expect? And Gala and Ming are playing really well. So like
just don't run it. It'll
that's
be
that's
fine.
that's heaven for a jungler. Like
Yeah.
all your lanes are playing really well. That's heaven.
Yeah, you're free to do whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of similar for TES as well because laners are playing really well. TN's just benefiting.
Yeah.
But then again, yeah, it's.
Who would you rather trust, Tian or Wei? I feel like I'd rather trust Tian.
I would trust TN, but if you're gonna say RNG or TES, it's gonna be RNG because I trust Shahul more than Knight.
Okay.
I trust Bin more than Wayward, even though Wayward's been playing really well.
I
But
would still trust Jakilov over Gala though.
yeah, Jackal or Gala, but Ming exists.
Yeah. I mean,
I
Mark's really really good too though.
Mark's
It's a bit of
Mark's
a
playing Mark's really good, but Gala and Ming hits different.
okay. Yeah, sure. They do hit different,
Yeah,
but Jakilov and Mark have been hitting different too,
yeah.
man, in their own way.
But
So
but again, but
I think
again, but
I think
again,
bot lane will be a slugfest between these two teams,
yeah.
and
But
the
again,
and
amongst the games they've played, right, in the playoffs, the best bot lane they've played is Gala and Ming. That's it.
yeah,
They have not played Hope and Missing. They
yeah,
have not played Huang Feng and On.
yeah.
They have not played Viper and Mako.
They're saying that TS has not been tested. The TS bot lane has not been tested.
I think the one time they faced a bot lane that could challenge them,
Like
which was in my
Iwandi.
opinion, in my mind, it was Gala and Ming. They lost.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
So I mean, yeah, TS could definitely win. TS has a very good shot, but I'm going to take RNG. I think RNG is gonna win.
okay.
Eh,
I think
RNG is spring splits. Am I right?
I think I I think RNG probably will win too, but I kind of want TS to win.
I don't. You know what?
Just
I don't. You know why? And I'm gonna say
why?
this,
Why?
and I'll be very honest. I
Why?
don't think TS does well at MSI if they go to MSI. I think there are way too many teams in MSI that are willing to just say we are going to stop you whatever you're trying to do, because TES at times can be a very predictable team.
I feel like TS as a team would have an advantage if they play online
Huh?
because they can get away with a lot
Yeah,
more
yeah,
crazy shit.
yeah. But at the same time, if you punch TS in the mouth early, they're just dead in the water.
No, I feel like T. No, it's not. It's not just that. I feel like TS can pull off a lot more crazy shit if they play
I
online,
mean,
which is what's going to happen.
sure, but I would still bank on RNG because who's stopping Xiaohu? Like who? I don't think there's
Imagine
a
if the
bet.
finals
Listen,
imagine if the finals is the one series that
yeah,
Xiaohu fails.
I don't think there's a better mid laner in the world currently than Xiaohu. There is not one mid laner that's better than him right now.
I think that's fair. I mean,
Because
Faker isn't really playing to win lane anyway,
no.
so
Faker has changed his style. Faker has
yeah,
changed how he's playing now. He's more of a leader. He's more of a
facilitator.
he's more of that no, not spectator. He's more of a presence.
I said facilitator, not
A
spectator.
facilitator, yeah. He's
Facilitator.
he's more of that presence. He tries he doesn't he's not that guy anymore. And if he
Yeah.
faces Shahul, Shahul will be like, okay, sure, why not? Like
I don't think Faker will even. He'll look at Chow and be like, "All right, see ya, man. I'm going top,
yeah.
or I'm going bot." You know what I mean?
I mean it's not like Shahul can't play roaming champions. Like his Galio the other day was phenomenal.
Yeah, he also has Rise, so
I mean TF too. He can play TF.
TF Rise. Yeah, so
I mean
it's not like
Shahul can play everything. I mean Put him on a top lane champion in mid lane. He'll do just fine too. It's
Yeah,
like
we just give him Gnar mid. He'll beat people even even there.
I mean, just give Viego mid as well.
So consensus, I guess RNG win
Yeah.
LPL.
I mean,
They win spring again.
TDS would probably say TES, but who cares about him? He's a
No,
PR.
he'll say RNG. Definitely, he'll say RNG,
Oh yeah, the
and he'll
rumors
be like,
starts.
he'll have this stream this like 10-minute rant about TS,
Yeah,
and then, but
that's
definitely I think TDS will go for RNG.
yeah. Okay, let's move on then. Um, so I want to talk about a few things before we talk about the other regions, right? Number one,
Yeah, which is
I'm pretty sure you've heard the rumors. Apparently, Razork is out of Fnatic,
yeah, I heard that
and
too. I
when I heard them, like, why? Like, why? What's the
I'm,
reason?
I mean, if
I
you're
don't
going to
see
make
it.
a change, who would you replace?
Who would I? I wouldn't replace one person because that entire playoffs run was basically Fnatic mental booming and their and Humanoid playing like the worst I've ever seen him play. I've
Yeah,
never
but
seen Humanoid play this bad.
yeah, fair enough. But maybe he just didn't work so well with Razork.
It's not just Razork. He was being so bad in lane even.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Look at the you can't fix laning stats, right? And it's like I I don't think Fnatic should make a single change. That's what I would go by. But again, if you're making a change, who are you bringing? Like people are saying, oh, they're gonna prize someone of the top teams like Elioya or
Aren't
something.
they? No, they said they're bringing Elyoya. I think that's a rumor.
That's the rumor, but do you realize how much money that would be?
Fnatic's fucking rich right now.
No, no, but Matt will be like, yeah, give us this much money. They'll want more than what they wanted for Humanoid. I'm damn sure.
I
Be like,
imagine Humanoid also looked at Fnatic and be like, "Give me back Elyoya."
yeah, and then Fnatic would basically say, and Matt would basically say, okay, give us this much money. They'll say that's more than Humanoid. I'm like, yeah. So Matt will be like, so. So it's like they're and Matt's trying to make a middle lane change, right?
Matt? Yeah, they're getting rid of Freaker. They're bringing in Niski. That's the rumor.
That's the prime rumor, but there's also rumors that they might bring in Vito. It's like there's a lot of rumors, right? But I would assume that Fnatic, if they get rid of Razork, they're probably going to bring in their academy jungler, Maxi.
Yeah,
I think that's the person they'll probably bring because they see, based on many reports or whatever, they like what they see in him.
okay,
So
fair enough.
so maybe they want to bring Maxi, right? And then at the same time, um, Matt
When
would
does
probably want
Elyoya's
to bring him
contract
in.
run out?
Huh?
Does Elyoya's contract run out this year?
I don't think so. They have to probably buy the contract, which is why
Yeah,
he's going to cost a lot.
I think Fnatic would spend for it.
Yeah, but we don't know how much Matt will want, right? If it's exorbitant, then I don't think Fnatic will want it because they're already spending a lot of money on this squad.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
Sunk cost fallacy, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. At one point, it's going to run out, and what if they think it's not a good risk? What if they don't win EU next year, right?
You think with Elyoya, Fnatic would be better though?
Like the only way I see Elioya going to Fnatic is if they think that Elioya going to Fnatic basically uh, Elioya going to Fnatic basically gives them the money to get BTL, and then they can get Razork as well from Fnatic.
Hmm.
If that's the case, then I could see why they do it, right? I
Trade
could see
offer.
now I could see the reason behind it, but I still wouldn't do it, but I could see the reason behind it.
Trade offer.
Yeah, but I don't see them doing it. So yeah,
And before they actually do it. I don't
I
know.
don't think so. I don't think so.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Any other rumors you want to talk about?
I mean, the other fact that there's a lot of things that confirm that they're not changing their squads. Vitality is remaining adamant that they're gonna change. They're not gonna change their squad. But I think if they're going to change their squad, Vitality, it has to be support. LeBron played absolutely horrible. It's like
Okay.
there's like maybe yeah, give them another split. I don't mind, right?
Yeah. I
But let's
mean,
see what happens.
let's
These
see
are
how
all
it works in a
rumors.
year.
These are all rumors.
Let's see how
We
it
know
works
nothing.
see how
But I
it works in
definitely
one more
think
split.
the Razork one will happen, right? Because there's so many people that have come out with the Razork bit, right?
Mm.
That he's probably gone. Razork is most likely gone.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Honestly, no. For me, like if you're going to replace someone on Fnatic, it's probably Resort.
Yeah, but in my opinion, that doesn't change their issues. It changes nothing.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it does. If they improve, then well,
Yeah.
maybe Resort
Okay.
was the problem.
Okay. Well, lastly, let's talk about some of the minor region teams, right?
Yep. Yep.
Because
Wait. Let me head back to the MSI page so we can like take a take a bit of a look. So PSG Talent did manage to qualify. It was a hard fought series
yeah. So what did you think
against
of?
CBT Flying Oyster.
I mean, I was hoping for Oyster to win. I want to see a new team.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
But what did you think? Why did PSG Talent come out winning at the end?
I feel like PSG
Also, I
Talent
just
just
realized um, their mid laner is Bay,
yeah
the guy who Nongshim dumped.
yeah.
How do they win with that?
I mean, it's not like PCS is harder region than Korea, right? And I think at this point PSG just have a way of integrating Koreans into their roster to
Yeah.
make things work out.
Still, man. I was
You know, I
hoping. I
mean,
was hoping
all
Oysters won.
also I mean it's still unified Kevin. Just
Yeah. Yeah. I mean.
they don't have rival. They don't really have rivals anymore in PCS, man.
Yeah. But okay. I. I mean, I would love to see Oysters. Next year, like in Worlds, because I really liked how they played.
Yeah,
And then we obviously had the G2 and T1s. Meanwhile, in Latin America, Team A's won.
yeah.
It was a hard first series though.
Yeah, well, I think TDS did predict that Team Ace would win.
Yeah, he did say it.
Yeah,
And
he
then
did
they
say
and yeah, um,
Istanbul Wildcats were already prepared
yeah,
for
we
them.
talked about
Nation
Istanbul Wildcats
qualifier.
winning like convincingly because
VCS, I think it's no object that Gam will lose unless something absolutely disastrous happens.
yeah.
Gam probably wins that, and then
But
second
but
place Viet
but
team
I
is
think the
MSI.
only two regions that we have remaining that hasn't had their teams confirmed is
CB lol.
yeah. But again, I really like we're gonna talk about this more on the MSI episode, but I like some of the teams that are coming to MSI, right?
Yeah,
From the minor regions because even though I don't think they have a chance, right? But
I mean, yeah, I mean it's still good to watch
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Honestly,
But
let's see how they grow.
yeah, it's like a few hours later, like about give or take 14 hours, we'll have well actually VCS is ending on the 24th. That was my
Mm,
mistake.
yeah,
So they probably shifted it back because they probably got wind of what MSI was.
yeah. Plus, it's not like there's many people in the playoffs. It's just four teams in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I think they decreased it. They
I'm not
might
sure
have
if they
decreased it.
decreased it, but there's just four teams in there. Team
Yeah,
Secrets already it's already round two between Team Secrets and
yeah,
Saigon Buffalo.
yeah. That's
So
gonna be in 14 hours, and then on this Sunday we're gonna have Gam versus whoever, and Gam's going to shitstorm them, and then
yeah, and
we're
then
going to have
go to
and we're
ASEAN
going to
games.
and we're going to have to the we're going to have the winner of like the series later today, like because we're already on. I mean, we're both already on Friday, guys. So,
Yep,
but
yep, yep.
I think given that we're gonna see. Uh, we're gonna see. I'm expecting Sagan Buffalo. That's all I'm gonna say.
Buffalo win the set.
I'm
I can see it. I
I'm
can see it.
expecting Sagan Buffalo at MSI
I can see it. Yeah, they
because
probably will.
I don't know if Team Secrets can win against them,
Well,
but
Team Secret did.
I haven't seen Team Secret play much, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, same here. I haven't watched Team Secret at all.
Yeah, but I think Sagan Buffalo will take it, and then Gam will just shitstorm them, and then Sagan Buffalo will make it to MSI, and then we'll hopefully see Gam at Worlds.
Yeah, hopefully.
We probably will because NA, right?
Yeah.
It's NA. Meanwhile, C below we have Pain Gaming versus Red Canids, as I expected.
Yeah.
Like
We expect Red Cannons to win that one, though, right?
that's gonna be a hard one. I think it's gonna be a very close series because I really like how Red Canids play, right? But you know, Pain Gaming still has Pain Gaming is still a very good team, but
I
yeah,
think.
Red Canids have some insane teamwork at times, which is
Yeah, I think TDS predicted Red Cannons though.
yeah, I'm hoping Red Canids come because I really like what Red Canids represent as a team, right? Because
Okay. Yeah.
they are a relatively new team that's making waves in Brazil, and
Mm-hmm.
this is something that a lot of these minor region teams need. They need they need players or teams to rise up that are just ascending, not
Yeah.
the old guard like the PSG Talons or the you know or the
Yeah.
DFMs and so on and so forth. We have
Yeah.
few of
Yeah.
them, but
I mean,
for
it feels like it's slowly, getting better for the minor regions at
yeah,
least. But like,
hopefully.
I've been, yeah, it feels like there's more progress made with the competitiveness at least.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, but so far I don't know how they're going to do the seeding, right? Like that's the real kicker. Because I can't trust the seedings that we have in LoL Platinum yet.
Well, well, next week once we see the MSI
Yeah,
seedings, we'll see whether we're flaming Riot or or,
no,
or praising
no,
them for this.
I just think we'll have like if the VCS is attending, right?
Mm.
We'll probably have like the the pool one and pool two teams will be there.
Hmm.
It's more like I think pool four will miss a team because the LCL is not making it. I think the LCL is by far has been the worst team for the last past year.
Mm. Okay.
I mean, I mean, Latin America is up there. Latin America is right there with the LCL, but I don't see a way where
I'm not sure if LCL will be invited to Worlds either.
yeah, that'll be the
So
case. I I think
that's
I think if LCL is not being invited there, so probably we'll get I don't know maybe another extra EU team.
an extra EU team.
No,
So
because
for
be- because
for EU,
because they're already giving four to LCK.
yeah, for the LPL,
No,
obviously.
well, this depends who wins MSI.
No, it will depend. It will depend on. It will be LC. LPL already has four. They have the World
Now
Championship.
LPL has four. Like it will depend on who wins MSI to decide who gets
The
the
fourth.
other four.
The other four. Yeah, we'll
So
see.
so the other fourth. And then if the LCL is not definitely going to be invited, right? So that means you will have
Europe
one empty slot, and well, actually, they could just circumvent it with like VCS teams if VCS is attending.
or PCS.
No, I think PCS already gets two teams.
Oh yeah, they do. They do.
So
Oh, I
VCS will
forget.
get two teams. Like so, I mean, even then we might have another team, and I think that might be another EU team because they'd probably not want to give LCK or LPL a fifth team. They'll probably just say, okay, who's next? Which is the next best region that have performed the best?
It's
Okay,
EU.
this
It's EU,
this
obviously.
this this region, give it to them.
Yeah. It's probably EU. If ever happens. I mean,
Or maybe they just give like um one of the other regions, like for example, maybe Brazil or Japan another team.
I don't think they're giving Japan or Brazil
I mean,
another
yeah.
team. I
No,
think
I
that's
think it depends. I think it
very
depends on how
unlikely.
DFM performs, right? Because DFM did perform at Worlds.
They did. They did. Oh,
Because as
we'll
far as I
see.
remember, DFM made it to groups. Brazil did as well, right?
Last year in MSI.
Worlds, Worlds,
Oh,
not
in
MSI.
Worlds. Wait, was it Brazil? I don't think it was Brazil.
Was it? Who
Oh,
made
sorry.
it to
20.
groups? No, Brazil never made it. No.
The people
So,
who made it
but
to groups
DFM
was
did.
red. It was
DFM
Red
did.
Can. Oh wait, what? It was who made it to
No,
groups?
Red Canids was at Worlds, right? But DFM made groups in Worlds, right? So
Yeah, DFM was the only
yeah.
wildcard region to make
So
it to
so
groups.
if DFM makes it to, let's say, Rumble stage, we could see something like that. But then again, right? Like it's more likely that they're gonna give EU or NA depending on who performs well at MSI, right?
Yeah,
Probably EU. Um,
probably EU.
yeah, and
Being real, it's probably
yeah,
EU.
being real. And they're gonna get a fourth team. So yeah, I can see that one happening. Like give them a fourth team. Let the fourth team battle it out in the play-in and see what you got, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, that's that. I think that's pretty much for us
Yeah,
today.
yeah. That's pretty much all we got for today. So thank you everyone for watching here at the Plebcast. We appreciate you guys, and hopefully next time we'll have TDS. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me, Mouse David, and Slayer,
All right,
our
before
analyst
we
for
go,
today. Yeah, what you got?
uh, so next week, what are we doing?
Hmm.
We're doing next week. We're going to be doing the MSI episode, so we'll
Yeah,
probably have
probably.
TES back.
Yeah,
So yeah,
hopefully. If the business he's
we
doing
will.
doesn't take too long, so hopefully
We
we'll have
will.
him back.
I have faith.
All right. So yeah, from us, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.